and welcome to the Bare Bones Podcast. New episode. I'm back. I've had a bit of a break. I've had a lot going on. Too much going on. The studio, if you will, where I record said podcast has been absolutely topsy-turvy for the last month maybe. I've been putting jib up, plastering walls. I mean, I still haven't even painted the bastard. But everything had sheets over it. And what's basically been going on is I've been working, and any free time I've been renovating my own house. And what I've done is overworked myself, and I've gotten ill. I've burnt myself out is what I've done. I just need a little break. I mean, today is Saturday. It is the nicest day outside. It is the nicest day we've had in ages. Really hot, blue sky, no wind. I'm indoors. I got a serious headache. This happens to me a lot. Not so much anymore. When I was a kid, a lot more. Just going out too much, not keeping myself energized, not eating enough, not drinking enough, and just trying to do everything. What I need to do, what I will be doing, is asking people for help from now on, because I don't want to end up like this again. So I'll be calling you. There's a good chance I'll be calling you to help me lift some shit or something in the not too distant future. But as I said, I'm having a week, maybe 2 weeks off building the house. I'm just chilling for a bit. What really got me this week was Wednesday felt rough. Thursday felt really rough. Finished work early. But Friday we had the band single launch. The single is out. Danger Wank, Payday, Spotify, YouTube, you name it, it is there. And let me tell you this, it's a belter. It's an absolute weapon of a tune. Very happy with it. Very happy with all the production. The lads have done really well. Marco, who mixed it, legend. And I've done really well. And I'm not even going to say otherwise. I did a really good job on that tune. So, all in all, good tune. But we had the single launch party gig. Due to COVID restrictions, we couldn't do a proper gig unless we put on a private event. So it's been a bit of effort having to get everyone's contact details and organising a venue that would sort of let us do it. And there was a lot of prep went into it, and a lot of people come in, and I sort of had to go, you know. I wanted to be there, don't get me wrong, but I just was not feeling anywhere near good enough to go. But I also know that it's a piss take to have the day off work and then play a gig in the evening. So Friday I went to work. I was allowed to go in late, which was nice. I actually ended up working late, which wasn't so nice. But went home, had a sleep, went to the gig. Everyone who was there will probably know I wasn't 100%, but I shouldn't have really been there at all. Not that I'm going to make everyone ill. It's nothing like that. I'm just run down. My whole body aches. You know, I've had a couple of days off. Even today, I've done nothing today. I've laid around. I'm currently eating one of them bowls of the packet pasta, or pasta, as we say back in the U to the K, and the steam from it is going up the nose. It is hot. Why am I eating this crap packet pasta? 1, lazy. 2, it's actually not too bad. 3, I used to eat these when I was ill as a kid. Probably because I'm lazy. And 4, it's none of your business anyway, so shut up. I mean, it sounds... Don't know if you're getting that, guys. Sounds pretty gross. But it tastes nice. I'm trying to get some goodness back into me. Drinking Powerade. Drinking water. Napping. Get back on track. I have got the window open because it's so hot. So hopefully you can't hear the neighbours are out there chatting on the deck. I will say this. The neighbour, great guy, older gentleman. I'm going to say late 60s, 70s. His name's Ken Gherkin, right? Kenny G. Great bloke. Got his eye out on what's going on. Really friendly neighbour. Mr. and Mrs. Gherkin, big fans. But I've just been thinking, how do you end up with that as a surname? Where does that come from? Because my thinking is this. One, the names usually came from jobs like Smith, blacksmith, ironsmith, whatever, Granny Smith, I don't know. Or they come from places, or they came from your parents' names, Alex, son of Mark, whatever. Where does Gherkin come from? And also, he's got the name, so presumably his parents would have had the name. It's an old school time back then, so it's always going to be the man taking the name. So his dad would have had the name. How old is a gherkin? How old is pickling? I know they used to pickle stuff hundreds of years ago to preserve it. But was it always called a gherkin back then? When did they start calling it a gherkin? And when did someone say, I'll have that as my surname? Even 2-3 generations. That's a couple hundred years ago. It's just, there's also someone in this town with the surname Onions. Which, same thing. It's like, did they just used to sell them? I don't know. Lord works in mysterious ways. Which actually is a great transition into another question I've been thinking about this week. Now hold on to your hats for this one, guys. We're going a little bit off road here. If you are now, I'm going to just put this out there. If you are a religious person, okay, specifically, I don't know, not specifically, but Christian, I suppose Jewish, I'm not sure about Muslim, I'm not sure, but if that's your bag and you're mad into that, this bit is not for you, okay? This is not for you. You've had your warning, okay? You've had it. So, what I've been thinking is this. What on earth is going on with circumcision? Okay? We're there. That's where this podcast has led me to. You do not want to see my Google search history in the last, 2 hours. Before I came on here, I thought I'll just check a couple of things, make sure it's not common knowledge. One, was Jesus circumcised? Because I'm presuming that's where it must have started. Yes, is the answer. Apparently 8 days after he was born, if you're wondering. So I'm guessing prior to that, no one had done it. And, why would you? Why would you think about doing that? And also, after that happened, God obviously went, yeah, that's what you should do. That is what you should do. Everyone was just like, yeah, sweet, okay. Not an issue. Here's my question. God, the Lord. He's the creator, if you want to go down that road. He doesn't make mistakes. Okay? That's the way it is. He's perfect. He does not make mistakes. He's always been around. He'll always be around. That's one of his taglines on his Tinder page, because he's still single. Let's not forget, he is an old man, very old as time can possibly be, still single. Make yourself a wife or a husband. Oh no, he's not really into that, apparently. But here's my thing: if he's created us in his image, presumably he's circumcised. He must have done it himself, I'm assuming. No one else around. Maybe an angel just chopped it off. I don't know. But why, if you can create a human, just make it without it from the get-go. Why you gotta... it's like the people on Earth have sort of gone, I see what you've done there. I can see where you're going with this. Hey, don't get me wrong, loving it. Maybe just a bit long. Maybe just chop that little bit off the end there. Not needed. Bit of a diss, if anything. Sort of like, yeah, I like your work, but I can see room for improvement. Okay? Is that not a bit? And if God's like, yeah, I fucked up, chop it off. I mean, I don't know. I could be way off the mark here. Now, from what I've seen on my like crazy little Google journey I've just been on, it's also not just a religious thing. It's now also a hygiene thing. I mean, potentially, you go back not even that long, really. Hospitals have been pretty sanitary for a while. In the grand scheme of things, it's pretty recent, really. It is pretty recent. So you've got a few generations where we've been living with this wonderful technology. And then after that, it just gets progressively really bad. So I get it. There's bacterial issues, they reckon. Now, though, they're saying the likelihood of any sort of infection or anything is pretty much zero both ways. So, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're sliced up, that's on you. You might love it. Of course you love it. People like what they've got. They don't want to feel odd. They don't want to feel the odd one out. So, in America, say, it's very, very common for everybody. Christian, and I'm sure the Jews do it. I think that's bar mitzvah, isn't it? I think I could Google it. I don't want like Facebook ads coming up for like what do they actually chop it off with? Actually, is it a little knife, a little pair of scissors? And what do they do with it? You got a church. I think the church do it, do they not? Or do they do it in hospital? I'm going to search that because I want to know. Is it done by a rabbi or a priest, or is it a trained medical professional? But yeah, what do they do if you're in a? I mean, say you are in a church. What do you do with all the little tiny foreskins laying around? Surely they don't just chuck it in the bin. Surely not. That's a bit of a disrespect. Do they like especially somewhere that's maybe doing it a lot? They're gonna have an awful lot of this stuff, just knocking about. So, do they just maybe they put them on the ends of their fingers, like when you're eating a pack of hula hoops. maybe as a grip on a pencil. You know what I mean? Don't waste it. Save it. Recycle, guys. Okay, here we go. Wikipedia, which is, spurious at the best of times. Circumcision were performed by priests in a public ceremony using a stone blade. Oh my days, he's not even busting out a little bit of stainless on that. You know what I'm saying? Scalpels and that. Man's rolling in the Stone Age. Coming at you with a bit of flint. It's thought to have been more popular among the upper echelons of society, although it was not universal, and those lower down the social order are known to have had the procedure done. So it's for everyone, guys. Okay. I'm kind of glad that it's not done to me. My parents are not religious at all. This is how the body, in my opinion, has evolved to be. It works. I don't know if I'd like no protection. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's like when you go surfing and you pop on a little rash vest. Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that friction. I'm sure now surely it's got to be law that a trained professional does it. I'm assuming it is. It'll be done in a hospital, or maybe it's still got to be done in a religious building, but I don't know. The other thing going on down there is, of course, the world famous ball bags. I'm also just having a moment here where I'm remembering that my parents are probably listening to this, so potentially uncomfortable for them. Again, though, with the ball bags, they have to be outside of the body so that the sperm cells are a couple of degrees cooler for the sperm cells to produce, or is it Satodi cells? I don't know. Haven't done any research yet again, but I get that. But they are very sensitive to a little knock. You do not want to be getting a swift kick in the balls at any stage of your life. So here's my thing. Yet again, God's thought, I know what I'll do here. I'll just plumb them up on the outside, keep them cooler so they work better. But if you're designing it, just design it that they work at inside temperature. Do you know what I mean? Why are you making it so complicated? Why have they got to be? Oh yeah, so they can be a couple of degrees cool. Well, you invented it from scratch. Scratch. Good little pun there potentially. But he's invented it from no blueprint. There's nothing before it, maybe other than his own. But surely he'd know. Oh, they've taken a knock. I'll just pop them inside. Maybe put a little rib cage round them or something. Why is he making it so complicated? I feel like the human body is very faulty. Skin, very rippable, very easy to damage. I want to be like a rhinoceros, aardvark. Look at the old mate on the dime bar, armadillo, solid. Why have we not got like shark skin, tough skin? We don't like it too hot. We don't like it too cold. Our eyes can only see a very small spectrum. There's animals out there that can see infrared, UV. The spectrum's big, and we can see this tiny little, our night vision, dog shit. It's. I mean, the appendix. What are you doing? Why are you putting that in there? Male nipples. Oh yeah, well that's because you don't actually get determined sex till after the nipples are formed. Why have you made it like that for? Why has he made it like that for? Complicated. It's just I I feel like there's just a lot of things that could just be streamlined a bit, just to make life a little bit easier, you know. But that's of course all on the premise that we were made. So that's why I have trouble believing it, because I think, like, if God can do anything, and he can do anything, why has he made loads of really like awkward things? And why doesn't he, if he can do anything, and people say he can do anything, why doesn't he just kill the devil? Could he do it? He can do anything. Okay, well, why has he not done it? End that problem. Oh, it's free will. It's free will. Which is then another issue. I think I've spoke about this before. Free will and God's plan. If you believe in God's plan, he's mapped out your life and bad things happen for a reason and all that nonsense. He's already got it all worked out. Everything will be fine. So why pray? He's already decided what's going to happen anyway. Waste of time. If you believe in free will, waste of time. He's not going to help you, is he? You know what I mean? Free will, free choice. You got yourself into this. Sayonara. So we've gone a little bit deep, considering I've had a bit of time off. I was going to maybe do a little music or something, but I mean, you want to see where I'm sat now, guys. I've got boards leaning up against the wall. There's no, half the carpet's turned up. There's no paint on the wall. There's jib dust on everything. Even though I tried to control it. I might dust off the keyboard in a bit. Let's bring the tone back up, though. Let's not keep it on mutilation of babies' genitals. Let's bring the vibe up a bit. Come on. Let's go a little bit happier. Par exemple. It's nearly Christmas. Not too far away. Looking forward to that nice break. Good couple of weeks off. Trying not to do too much work on the house during that time. So you'll all be seeing my face. If there's a party, I'll be there. Probably. Maybe. I'm planning on just fucking off into the countryside, to be honest. Bit of fresh air. Dodging all the Rona. Get me? Gonna be enough Aucklanders flying down, wrecking the gaff. So, yeah, bail out to the countryside, probably. I mean, I was thinking there I might write a little tune, but I can't be bothered, I'll be honest with you. And this has been a really, it's been a really bizarre podcast anyway. So I think we'll just leave it there. But I'm back anyway. Now I'm all set back up. I'll try and get back into a bit more regular and get some guests back on and start get it cranking again. So, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. And sayonara.